All right, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for clicking in this video. So, without wasting any time, let's straight dive into today's video. Today, we will talk why managing Indian borders is considered as a complex task. As you know, country like India, it have a multiple geographical terrain and it shares its boundary with 9 countries. Please don't take me wrong. Two countries I have been, considering it as a maritime border, that is Sri Lanka and Maldives, and the rest seven, that is the landlocked, or we can say we are connected through them by land. All right. So to Sri Lanka and Maldives are our maritime borders to whom we share our maritime borders, and rest landlocked countries or the borders by land, we are connected with seven other countries, right? And we share around roughly 15,000 kilometers border with them, and the largest border we share with is in length is Bangladesh, that is 4,096 kilometer, and uh, that is one of the longest border we share, and shortest border is with Afghanistan. Although we do not share border with Afghanistan directly, however, we share it through Ladakh via POK, that is Pakistan occupied Kashmir. All right. So you see, when I say Bangladesh, the terrain is completely different. It is dense river system. But on other hand, when I say Afghanistan, it's high mountains, cold winters, right? So that is one feature of our Indian borders, which as a result makes very difficult to manage it. Now we'll gradually understand more about the managing and handling the borders. However, this video will be generic and overboard. I'll be open and honest, and it won't be meticulous. I won't be very meticulous about the detail, but you will get a basic generic idea. All right. So yeah, here we go. We share border with 7 countries, seven by land and two by sea. That is Sri Lanka and Maldives. All right. So see, why it is difficult to manage our borders is there are many disputes because of the demarcation of our borders, and that was not in our hand. That was done by the East India Company or the Britishers, mainly the Crown rule. So they demarcated our borders in a way that it was very difficult for us to cope with our neighbor, you know cope up cope with our neighbor. So that's there. As a result, even now we have a lot of disputes with country like China. By the way, we share second largest border after Bangladesh with China, and we have multiple problems in region like Arunachal, है ना, and we have in Aksai Chin, Galwan. So even now, due to McMahon line in Arunachal Pradesh, we have a lot of problem. Even now, the militaries are actively alert in those areas due to the border disputes. And second thing is about the Pakistan. Even now, there is a lot of active terrorism going in Pakistan. So as we can see in 22nd April, a brutal terror attack, right? Pahalgam attack. So even now we can see a lot of terrorism from Pakistan, and yeah, that becomes quite hurdle for us to manage the border in end of Pakistan and China. So that's there, and the China also creates many problems, like they expand a lot of their bases in Pakistan, Sri Lanka, which overall makes it very difficult for India to interpret any strategic move they can make. So yeah, at the end of the day, again, it becomes very complex, and challenging for India. So that's there. As I have said earlier, geographical terrain is also one challenge as well as feature for India, because there are different and diverse terrain, right? Borders runs through mountains to desert to forest, right, and to the river. And straight away, we have to manage maritime like Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, and as well as we have to look up to Himalayas, mountains, and holistically we have to manage our borders, which at the end of the day is very hectic and complex. So, in order to strengthen our border, what are our way forward? All right. So let's. Oh, give me a moment. Am I visible? All right. So, in order to enhance and strengthen and tighten up our border security, what shall be the Indian move? So, here we go. When we say borders, what do we need? We need forces, right? Forces like BSF, Border Security Force, ITBP, Indo-Tibetan Border Police, right? We need to, strengthen them. Oh shit! I hope it's not audible to you all. It might be disturbing, but let it, let us adjust to it. Anyway, so yeah, where was I? uh, BSF, ITBP, and all the forces like Assam Rifles and all, they need to be upgrade and alert. Their weapon must be advanced. They must be trained, right, to tackle any atrocities that occurs, unforeseen scene that happens in border, especially in northeast region, and also in terms of Punjab and all. They must be highly trained in order to neutralize any rough and wrong movement. So that's there. And second thing is about the development. Often there I can see lack of roads, communication, and modern facility. Specifically in northeast, I can definitely say there is lack of road, as there's only one route, right, via which we can go to Sikkim, and by and large we can enter to northeastern side, that is National Highway 10. And even that highway in times of rainy season, if anything happens to that highway, we will have a cut, right? And yeah, we have seen uh live example, like even the National Highway 110 110, that is National Highway 10, even though it's running via uh, Tindare, but in Rohini, as you can see how the work is going, like how fast the work is being done. So that's there. So in terms of roads, there must be multiple channels in order to enter, not northeast, even though there is from West Bengal, but specifically if I have to say North Bengal, I mean South Bengal, there is one another highway. Please don't quote on me, but I think it's National Highway 27. However, more of such highways are needed, right? Because we cannot be dependent upon just two national highways to, you know, enter to an area where we have seven sisters, right? That's major economy of our country. So we must have multiple highways, and we must advance our developments specifically in this domain. So that's there. And right, we have also multiple problems like in borders, there exist smugglers, right? There exist traffickings, not just of drugs but animals, tobacco, right? I'm sorry, tobacco, drugs, arms, and even humans, they are illegally, being, yeah, misused. That's there. And as I have said in yesterday's videos, migration is a major problem, as it challenges our ethnicity of our own people, right? Because there is a lot of migration happening, so which becomes a social as well as political challenge for a country. That's there. And yeah, that's I could think of. Moreover, what's the right? So in order to, let us come to an end. In order to manage our borders, like, our government can issue drones, you know fully advanced weapon like sensors, right, cable sensors, and fully 24/7 surveillance in the, you know prone areas where there's high chance of any you know any, wrong movement of the outsiders. So we can have a 24/7 surveillance, not just, you know by human, but by drones, sensors, and cables, and all those kind of things. That's there. And again, the mock drills for BSF, ITBP, Assam rifles, and, special army units, the continuous training and their alertness must be in check, right? And diplomatically, bilateral talks with the neighbors, confidence building, and providing humanitarian aid, but in a reasonable and rational way, can lead to good relation among, the neighbors of our country. That's there. And lastly, as I have said, and I will emphasize more on this, is to develop roads, bridges, communication, and networks. And I would propose and advocate for, good road transport which connects mainstream India to Northeast. This one point is very important from this video, and this would be my key takeaways from my own whatever I'm speaking. So, one, good road network must be there apart from National Highway 10 and 27. So that's there. But yeah, all over, I think this is what my whatever little knowledge and my research could cover and suffice. So that's there. Now, in summation, India's border management is not just about guarding territory, but it is also about balancing security, right, diplomacy, and development. The complexity arises when, you know the historians, Britishers, they demarcated us very differently. This is what I think the genesis of the, problem lies. And yeah, so therefore, in order to not find ourselves in troubled waters, we must develop our border security and road road transport, and whatever networks is possible, we have to do it very, arduously and meticulously. So that's there from my side. Thank you so much for watching this video, and it was pleasure talking to you. And if there's any viewer, thank you so much for being here till the end. Thank you, and Jai Hind.